Hey everyone. Hey guys. Hopefully you can see me. I am doing Facebook Live and YouTube Live at the same time. So let's see how this goes. It may be a disaster if this suddenly stops working or you can't hear me or anything. Let me know and I'll stop one of these streams. But anyway, I just want to see what happens if I do both. So I read this article in the Wall Street Journal today, and it was a miracle that I could even do that because the Wall Street Journal, mostly you have to pay to actually read their content for the most part. And so I came across this article, and for some reason, hi Jenna, for some reason it let me read it. I don't know why. I think it was just an accident, but I got to read it anyway. And it was about how online book clubs are a big thing now because of the convenience for people who just can't make it, you know? So it's actually called Too Busy. Well, I'm trying to bring it up, but my computer, I'm on a Chromebook. And so doing two live streams at once is probably a mess. Anyway, it's called Too Busy for a Book Club, Join an Online Version. And basically, what they talk about is how there are people who really love book clubs and they want to be a part of them, but as they attend, they notice that fewer and fewer people are coming to these book clubs in person. They're just not doing it. It's too much trouble. The convenience, it just apparently attendance just drops off a lot. So that's a shame, obviously, but people are finding that there are online book clubs that they can join. And so, hi, Amber. So they were going through on the Wall Street Journal article where these online book clubs are. And I was very surprised, frankly. I was just like, oh, they're talking about Goodreads, right? They just must be talking about Goodreads. Well, apparently they're talking about more than that. I'm not always the biggest fan of Goodreads book clubs. They can get really out of control. And a lot of people don't even notice like your comment. It's not real discussion. There are a lot of things with Goodreads book clubs that are not great, but they were not talking about Goodreads at all. They were talking about places like Modern Mrs Darcey. There's also one called Andrew Luck Book Club. He was a quarterback, I think, and now he has a book club, and I'll tell you about each of these. And then there's this one called Girls Night In. Now, each one actually has a different purpose. And I want to tell you about them because it's kind of I had never heard of these things personally. So I'm really like sort of, wow, you've opened my eyes to a new world. So these are online communities where you can talk books and they're not Goodreads. Now, my first thought was, okay, but it's probably all communicating through social media, right? And it's probably just, oh, on Instagram, just tag, whatever special tag to be involved in the conversation. And it is true for a couple of them that that's the case. Let's see, the Andrew Luck book club is that way. From what I was seeing, you have to go to Instagram or Twitter or something, and then you have to put in the hashtag. I think it's AL Book Club. And that so you have to communicate that way. When I looked at what he had, like what people were saying, I was seeing that it was a lot of just pictures of the books and not necessarily a lot of like great content. You're not getting like a full discussion from what I could see. So for that, the point of that one, okay, Amber is saying it's actually better on YouTube. Thank you, Amber. I'll keep going with it on Facebook too, just in case. And then hopefully I'll get some feedback, some more feedback, additional feedback. So the Andrew Luck Book Club is basically, he has a pick of the month, I believe it is, for new readers, like people just starting to get into their reading life. And then there's a pick of the month for I guess readers who read all the time, veteran readers. And then you have to go on Instagram and places like that. I think it's just Instagram and Twitter and put his hashtag. And that's the way that you discuss books. When I looked it up, I really just saw pictures of the books. I didn't really see discussions. So for me, that would not be something that I would want to do. But obviously it's convenient if you have social media accounts. It's another place you don't have to log into. So that's kind of nice. I noticed, I'm saving the best for last, by the way. I noticed that the Girls Night In Book Club is a newsletter type of thing more than anything. So I haven't gotten that newsletter yet. I actually did sign up for it, and I'll update you guys in the next live stream and let you know how good it was or how not good it was. But the idea is that they pick a book a month, I believe, and they will let you know in the newsletter, I guess, discussion questions or something like that. But I was like an online forums community. Is that me because I am a millennial? And well, actually, no, actually, that's the opposite. Is it me because I came into the internet at a time where forums were a big thing before Instagram and before Twitter and all that, that I'm looking for like a set forum that I can go to and just talk about this stuff and not go on social media and have these sort of, you know, not real discussions, but just sort of exchanging pictures. I don't know. Maybe other people find it a lot more convenient being on Instagram and Twitter and not having a specific form you have to sign into. I don't know. So the Girls Night In one, I have to let you guys know about that. That website is actually more dedicated to like women's empowerment, more about like boss ladies type stuff. So I think that's interesting. And I think it's interesting that they're coming up with a book club and like different activities like that. The one that I'm saving for last is called Modern Mrs. Darcey. Now, this is a book club membership, but I thought it was actually a pretty interesting concept. I'm going to switch pages here. Hopefully my computer doesn't freak out. Probably if I did this on my other computer, it wouldn't be a problem. But anyway, Modern Mrs. Darcey is its own site where you're going to be interacting with people there. It is $10 a month, which is not that bad. In person, obviously, you don't pay anything a lot of the time. It's just friends who get together to talk. But if you can't find that, this sounded pretty cool. You set up your profile. There are forums. There are monthly video chats with the creator of this website. There is a video library of all the author chats they've had. And this is not the only website that has authors actually speak to the members. So that's one of the things it seems like. I think the Andrew Luck Book Club has a podcast as well as Modern Mrs. Darcey has a podcast, and they're all about book stuff. The Andrew Luck one is interviewing authors. That's what I saw. And then the Modern Mrs. Darcey, they do have things with actual authors. They also have podcasts that sound like they are just like, I didn't listen to them. I just looked through the topics. It'll be like, what is literary fiction and, you know, general stuff, you know, librarian, this, that. So it sounds like they've had like a number, they have like a number of different types of things. This one has a monthly book suggested, monthly book with suggested book pairings. I don't know exactly what that means. Obviously I haven't joined, but that's what they said. And they do specifically say on Modern Mrs. Darcey that it's all about respectful discussion, which is probably a lot easier to maintain than Goodreads groups, which, as we all know, can get a bit out of hand. They have special events and stuff like that. If you're a member, I believe you don't have to pay for that. But anyway, the idea of having this separate forum, I liked that one the best. Again, that could be my preference. AF Stewart is saying, I've seen a few live video book clubs on Instagram. That's really cool. So I know that there's Bookstagram, which is all about the pictures, and sometimes people review stuff, but I'll tell you that I have not found as many reviews as I would like. I could be looking at the wrong hashtags. So live video club sounds awesome because that's like, you know, recorded in a minute, I guess. And that's pretty cool if you can really get it in that short of an amount of time. Similar thing to if you go on, what's it called? Litzy, that app, that has a limitation to the number of characters you can use, similar to Twitter. And it's tough to write a book review in that many limited amounts of, you know, letters, characters. But, you know, I mean, it does present a challenge. It does make you sort of get to the point about your book review instead of going on and on. So people are more likely to read it. So it's interesting that you've seen those live video book clubs, AF Stewart. I'm going to look at that definitely next. That is what I'm going to look at. So one of the things that they also mentioned in the Wall Street Journal article is a lot of celebrities who are doing book clubs. I am always very wary about that. I think it's great for them to do that because they're going to have people who are fans of them and they can get people reading who may not have been reading before. However, my hesitation is always, but you're a celebrity. Are you being paid for this? How much are you being paid? Were you sponsored by the author, the publisher? You know, I'm a critical type of person, so I'm always looking at that kind of thing. But if you're interested, there are people like Reese Witherspoon and Emma Watson who have accessible book clubs. I believe they're on Instagram and or Facebook maybe. But they're there in case you really like them and you're interested in reading books that they are suggesting. So I think that this whole online book club thing is really cool. Oh, okay. AF is saying, yeah, Jenna Green is saying money. Yeah, I agree. Hi, Eric. AF Stewart is saying the book clubs I saw were live chat videos. That is really cool. I think that's a great idea. Maybe with Instagram video, that would work out even better. Probably. Is it like in your story, AF? Is it like you go into your Instagram story and you do a live video and maybe they say like at 2 p.m. I'm going to be doing, you know, a review and a chat about this, and people then sign in and they like, or not sign in, but then I'm still on the forum thing. They watch like your story and they interact. That's probably what I mean, it's live, but that's probably what it is. That sounds really cool. And I'm glad you told me that because it's something I didn't really think about before. I actually watched someone, Melissa, spelled with an Malissa, and she actually paints live, which is awesome. I really enjoy that on Instagram. So that kind of reminds me of that. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. So anyway, I wanted to tell you guys about this because to me, I was a little bit surprised. I was only looking on social media platforms and not looking at websites outside that might have online book clubs that are so like diverse and like a wider audience. I thought that was a great idea. I think it's great for authors to maybe approach those people, see if they're interested. They're mostly reading traditionally published stuff, but hey, you never know. Why not find this stuff and approach these people? Maybe they're looking for some fresh reads that nobody's ever heard of so they can discuss it. And they do, all of them usually say they like to discuss with the author if that person is available. So anyway, if you're an author, that's a good idea for you. If you are a reader and you are also annoyed that book clubs are maybe taking a bit of a dive in your area, you can't get your friends together, whatever it is, maybe check out some online book clubs. Maybe see if it's good for you. This person in the Wall Street Journal was saying that they interviewed, I guess, was saying that she joined like 3 or 4 more involved book forums. And she's been really enjoying that because she's obviously finding people that she can talk to whenever she feels like it. That's the other convenience of it. Whenever you feel like doing it, it's there. So, you know, that's really great. It's like a Facebook video. The account does the video and the people come in and chat. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yep, that makes a lot of sense to me. That sounds great. There are a lot of times when I kind of like want to just spew my thoughts about a book, actually. So AF, I'm really glad that you said that because I might just do that in the future now. Maybe I'll just do that. That's an interesting idea. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know about this. And in case it helps any of you readers or authors out there, maybe get a different idea for how to put yourselves out there and meet more people that you're looking to meet. I hope it's helpful. And I hope that this Facebook, YouTube, double live stream thing works out. I will see which one is getting, actually, it doesn't even matter if they both get, if one gets really low views and one gets bigger. I'm just trying to figure out how to reach people, how people can see me, you know, because I like to have chats with you guys. And sometimes writing, I can't write enough. Like I want to talk to you. So anyway, I'll probably just do both of these in the future if this works. So anyway, thank you guys for joining on both ends. I really appreciated all your comments and I will talk to you soon.